BYU football fall camp day 12 in the books. Mitch Harper, Matt Baiamonte with KSLSports.com and KSL News Radio. And Matt, I thought we kind of saw some pretty good content out of the observation window. Some interesting stuff. The defense, I think, won the day.
Oh, no doubt. And honestly, that was a beautiful thing to see. The first team defense absolutely shut down the first team offense. Practice started with some skelly, no offensive linemen. Then it moved into full-on 11-on-11, ones versus ones, and Jaron Hall and co. could not get into the end zone. And at one point towards the end of practice, the ones came back on, and they were stifled again to where there was a mid-series switch between the ones and the twos, which I've never seen before here. So credit to the defense. They were outstanding today.
Yeah, defensive highlights. Fallotte, it wasn't whistled down, but he got a sack on Jaron Hall. Didn't obviously hit him or anything, but Jaron had to throw it away. It would have been a sack in a game. I think Keenan Peely also got a sack as well. So the defense stepped up. They answered the bell today, and definitely in the observation window won the day. On the defensive side, some position battles still going on. We talked to Ed Lamb just moments ago. The safety position, Malik Moore, he's clearly a starter. Next to him, probably Ammon Hanneman, but still kind of rounding out who are some of those other guys as BYU looks to piece together its travel roster to get ready for USF.
And maybe an unheralded position battle that hasn't been covered much is that nickelback position. That was mentioned by Ed Lamb, where could it be Jacob Robinson, Jacob Bourne's in the mix, maybe Gabe Judy Loudy as well. So there's still a battle at nickelback, and we know in today's day and age of college football, Mitch, that's not just a minimal position that gets thrown in here or there. There's a lot of nickel, so that's another big one that's still ongoing in the secondary.
It's huge that BYU has Gabe Judy Loudy, who stepped in, basically looked like a starter. So you got three starters at corner. You might have that luxury to put Jacob Robinson maybe at that nickel position a little bit more, where he was a freshman All-American last season. I thought that the offensive line was interesting again today. I feel like we pretty much kind of know who the five are. I mean, there's no debate. Left tackle is going to be Blake Freeland. Left guard, it's going to be Clark Barrington. Center is going to be Connor Pay, even though today we did see Joe Tukuafu running with what looked like the first team offense. Connor Pay was with the second unit. Right guard, maybe a little bit of debate. Is it a LaChance? Is it a Barrington? And then right tackle, you're going to see either Suamataia, LaChance, or Kime, or Barrington. But we know who the guys are. We just seeing a little bit of shuffling at that center spot was kind of interesting today.
Yeah, and on the defensive line, I thought it was noteworthy. Elisa Tuyaki, speaking with the media, said Lorenzo Fallotte has put on some weight. He's going to be purely a defensive tackle this year. He's kind of a hybrid in the past, moving between end and tackle. That's no longer the case with Zoe. And on the outside, someone who has been seen a lot running with the ones, at least in media observation, Fisher Jackson. I think that's a guy that you've been high on for a long time. And we're starting to see it in terms of reps. That guy is just continually in the mix with the ones.
Yeah, had a pass deflection in the scrimmage. I just think naturally, again, with the opportunity there. I mean, there's a pressing need. Once Logan Fano went down, I saw him today doing a little bit of the gritty. He was going like this. And Logan Fano was something like, okay, that's a little bit of a promising outlook. He's moving quite well. He's enough to do the gritty. But yeah, Fisher Jackson's got an opportunity at that OE spot. Some other news and notes I thought was interesting. Lasila Tai, offensive lineman, he's finally here. The name that you've heard for so many years. He signed in 2016, then signed again in 2022. He finally made it to a BYU practice. He was there today. Also saw Maury Bamba, not on the roster. He was on the sideline, though, watching practice, but he is here in Provo, so we saw Mo Bamba. I don't know if I should nickname him Mo Bamba, but Maury Bamba was here as well. Didn't see Dallin Holker. We saw him after practice on the jugs machine. But Dallin Holker, absent last Monday, absent in the scrimmage, absent today. We didn't hear from any offensive coaches to get more intel on Dallin Holker, but something to monitor leading up to USF.
Yeah, definitely something to monitor. And related to that, Lane Lunt was tight end too, from what we saw in observation with the first group. A note on the second group, I thought, from my perspective, best day I've seen from Jacob Conover. He had a beautiful 25-yard-ish laser touchdown pass to Braden Cosper on a post route. Every pass he threw today I thought was accurate, had great velocity. We've been hearing now, Mitch, that he's the clear-cut number 2. Today was the first day where visually, to me, it was like, yes, this guy has made great improvements, and he looks firmly entrenched as the backup quarterback.
Well said there. I mean, his throw to Braden Cosper over the middle was an outstanding ball, great placement, nice velocity, and then Braden Cosper catches in stride for a touchdown in the early part of the observation window. But Jacob Conover looked great. I thought that also, Chris Brooks continues to impress. I think his physicality, he kind of lowered a shoulder on Malik Moore a little bit. Not too intense, but it was still like, you will feel me. He is him. That he is him. That is Chris Brooks. And I just continue to be impressed with him. I think sky's the limit for his potential in this wide zone BYU offense. But all in all, I think another productive day. We talked to Ed Lamb, too, because earlier in the afternoon, USF said that they were going to get ready for BYU prep coming up this Monday. Next week, BYU will start to shift focus to game prep next week. So fall camp winding down.
Yep, I think there's a few more position battles, which we've touched on. Ed Lamb did mention they're still trying to figure out the last 10 of the travel roster. It'll be roughly 75 guys. And, we're not too far away from, as you mentioned, putting fall camp in the rearview mirror and full steam ahead to South Florida.
So that's going to do it here from day 12 of BYU football fall camp. For Matt Baiamonte, Mitch Harper, go to KSLSports.com and check out KSL News Radio as well through updates throughout fall camp and, of course, during the BYU football season.